What is hell, and is anyone burning in hell right now? The answer to that second question is no. And I'll just go through the scriptures, because it's only through the scriptures that we learn what the state of the dead is and what hell is. So I think that's quite an important subject to delve into, so that we can know the truth. Because many people, including Christians, worry about their loved ones who have died, whether they're in hell or not, burning right now, and it gives us the wrong impression about God's character. Because we are told in the Holy Scriptures that God is love. So if God is love, why would He be like roasting anyone, not just in hell right now, but forever and ever, some say. So the Bible mentions hell 54 times, and it doesn't refer to it as a place where people are burning right now. It doesn't say that. That's just let's say a concept, an idea that has come into people's minds because of an understanding of what the Holy Scriptures are saying. And most of the time what happens is that Christians generally tend to believe whatever is taught in their churches instead of going to the scriptures to read for themselves. So in Hebrew, hell is called Sheol and is sometimes referred to as Hades. The Bible often uses what is called Hebrew chiasm, which is a sequence of ideas which are presented and then repeated in reverse order. So, for instance, in 2 Samuel 22, verse 6, it says, "The sorrows of hell compassed me about, and the snares of death prevented me." So if you just pay close attention to that verse, basically the word hell is redefined as death. Yeah, the sorrows of hell compassed me about, and the snares of death prevented me. So hell is death, and death is hell. Psalm 16:10 says, "For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption." So hell can also be corruption, specifically the decomposition of the body. Psalms 18, verse 5, "The sorrows of hell compassed me about, the snares of death prevented me." So hell, once again, is said to be death. Proverbs 5, verse 5, "Her feet go down to death, her steps take hold on hell." Proverbs 7:27, "Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death." So this is what's called Hebrew chiasm, where a subject or a topic is presented in a different way. So hell here is clearly being defined as death or decomposition, and hell can also be destruction as well. So there is a literal hell that's mentioned in the Holy Scriptures. I'm not saying that hell is there's nowhere in the Holy Scriptures where hell is mentioned as being literal. So if we go to Matthew 5:22, so Matthew 5:22 says, "But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment, and whosoever shall say to his brother, Raca, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, Thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire." So yes, so there Jesus is talking about hell in a literal sense. And then if we go to verse 29, it says, "And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee, for it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell." In verse 30, "And if thy right foot offend thee, cut it off and cast it from thee, for it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell." Then Matthew 10:28. It says, "And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell." Basically, that verse is saying we should fear God, not man. And Matthew 18, verse 9 says, "And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life with one eye rather than having two eyes to be cast into hellfire." So hellfire is real, but it's not happening right now, because we know that God is love and God is just. It's also the issue of it says here, what verse was that? Verse 9. And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out. That's not speaking in a literal sense of plucking out your eye. It's talking about, let's say, someone is addicted to pornography, and because of them having access to the internet, they have been addicted to pornography and are constantly watching pornography. It's basically saying your eyes basically are offending you when you're doing that. So it's best to actually stop yourself from having access to Wi-Fi or the internet, and be saved, than to to keep watching porn or anything that is bad, and then lose out on heaven. Yeah, I wanted to read Mark 9:43, which says, "And if thine hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into life maimed than having two hands to go into hell, into a fire that never shall be quenched." So this is one of the verses that's used by those who believe that hell is burning right now, and that the wicked are burning in hell right now. That does not prove that there's a hell burning right now, and that hell burns forever. This is basically talking about the future, and when it talks about the fire not being quenched, it says, "At the time when it's burning, it shall not be quenched." Also, verse 45 says, "And if thy foot offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into and if thy foot offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter halt into life than having 2 feet to be cast into hell, into the fire that shall never be quenched." Yeah, so rather than hell being a place that's burning right now, somewhere under the earth, as some would like to believe, or hell being a place in another dimension where all the wicked are burning right now, that's not true. That's an incorrect understanding of what hell is. So hell is actually a place here on earth where the wicked shall burn when the new Jerusalem comes down with the saints of God and with Christ. So let's read about that in 2 Peter 2 verse 4. It says, "For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains," basically, so say the angels. He says the angels were cast down to hell, but we know that the angels were cast down to earth. So actually, the earth is actually another representation of hell. In terms, I mean, I think that's in comparison with heaven. The angels being cast down to hell, where there's sin, is likened to hell. Revelation 12 verse 9, "And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him." So yeah, the earth itself, where we are right now, is actually also represented as hell. I hope everyone's getting the point I'm making, that the word hell can mean many different things. It can be a place, it can be the grave or the pit. It can just mean death. It can mean destruction, and the earth itself can be compared to or referred to as hell. So as I was saying earlier, that hell is actually a place on earth. In Revelation 20 verse 9, we read, "And they went up on the breadth of the earth," and this is talking about the wicked. When the New Jerusalem comes down with the saints of God, it says they compassed the camp of the saints about, and the beloved city, the New Jerusalem, and fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. And verse 10 then goes on to say, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone. So hell, that's why I said hell is not a place that exists right now. Hell is something that will happen in the future. It's basically the lake of fire, which is going to be first. There's going to be fire and brimstone that come out of heaven at the command of God, and then there'll be a lake of fire that's formed to burn. Yes, the wicked, those who have not been saved, and also the devil and his angels. So let me read that again. The devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. So forever and ever, I'll cover the issue of forever and ever at the moment as well, because is that in line with God's love and justice? Yeah, so Revelation 21:8 says, but the fearful and the unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. So that's in the future. That's not happening right now. Yeah, so to address the issue of whether hell burns forever and ever, I wanted to read from Jude 1, verse 7. And it says, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Yeah, so it refers to Sodom and Gomorrah suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. But we know that the fires in Sodom and Gomorrah went out thousands of years ago. So forever and ever in the Holy Scriptures doesn't necessarily mean forever and ever. In some cases it does, but in some cases it doesn't. So Sodom and Gomorrah are not burning right now. And next I want to go to Malachi 4 verse 1. Yeah, Malachi 4 verses 1 to 3. It says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. We know that when stubble is burnt, it burns to ashes. And it says, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, says the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. So when the wicked are burnt in the fires of hell, it will leave nothing of them except for ashes. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healings in his wings, and he shall go forth and grow up his calves of the stall. And listen to this next bit, verse 3. And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord of hosts. Yeah, so hell is not a place where the wicked are burning right now. As is believed by many Christians, hell is in the future, and it's actually a place on earth where, when the wicked try to surround the New Jerusalem, fire and brimstone comes down and burns not only the wicked, as in human beings, but also the devil and his angels. That's what hell is, and it doesn't burn forever, because what we read is that. God then recreates the earth. So if hell is on earth and then God recreates the earth, obviously the hell is not a place that burns forever. Yeah, so God will create a new heaven, a new earth after he has destroyed the wicked and the fallen angels. And we read that in Revelation 21 verse 1. It says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea.